Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for spending some time with me tonight. I want to talk about fishing your strengths because that's one of the biggest cliches in fishing, but we're coming to a point where the fish are going to spawn, so you can take half of your tackle box, cut it in half, throw half of those baits out that they're not going to work during the spawn, and then after the spawn, once we get in the post spawn, you can take about 90% of your tackle box and throw those baits out, and that's what's going to work and not work very well in the post spawn. So it's important to kind of know what you know, and it's important to know what you don't know. If you don't know what you don't know, you're really going to be in trouble. You want to know what you don't know. Like for me, when I'm fishing the pre-spawn, I don't know how to catch those fish that are out deep. I've just never have been able to get on the bite, and it's not something that I'm going to go target. Now, I'm heading to Pickwick next weekend to fish the BFL. I've been watching a lot of live coverage from the previous Bassmaster shows, and I've seen guys out in like 10 feet of water just crushing them off of one spot. And I almost got sucked into it. When I was watching, I was like, man, I'd really like to be doing that. I'd like to figure out that bite and try to go, find those spots. And there's a lot of stuff at Pickwick that really fits me well. We have the grass on Guntersville, so it's going to set up similar on Pickwick. There's a lot of shallow water flipping and pitching and that type of stuff, and that really ties into my Florida route. So I should focus on that, but then I see a guy that's catching like 50 off of one spot, and it's like, man, I want to go look for that. But you got to know. And I know that I don't know how to do that. I mean, I could go try, maybe I could get lucky, but for the most part, if it's not working, I really wouldn't understand why. If I go and fish my strengths, I go fish grass, I'll understand when it's not working why. It'll be a conditional thing. Maybe the water's fluctuating, or we just don't have wind or clouds or whatever it may be. But I know what's happening when it's not happening. And the same goes if I go to like a flipping area or a spawning fish area. I'll know pretty quickly. And that's just something that I've learned years and years time on the water. So it's very important to know what you do well, and you don't want to overcomplicate it, obviously, but you also don't want to oversimplify it. Because if you're just, I'm a flipper and pitcher, I just go and flip and pitch everywhere. Well, if you go to a lake where the water's 10 feet low, there's no cover in the water, those fish are not going to want to go shallow when the water's really down, then your flipping and pitching technique's not going to work. And it goes for a lot of techniques. You need to have a few different things in your tackle box that you do well, but also you don't want to try to do everything because it's just not possible. You're going to get out there, you're going to struggle, and you're not even going to know what to do differently to make it better. So that's very important, guys, because we're coming up on a time where the spawning bite is going to start happening, and you're going to have to know when to change from your pre-spawn stuff to your spawning stuff and to switch back and forth, go back to the pre-spawn fish, go back to the spawning fish. You're going to have to kind of have a mixed bag for the next couple of weeks, I think. And then once we get in the post-spawn, that's when the fishing gets really weird. The bass just get in a strange mood, and they're hard to catch. And you really got to be confident and spend lots of time without getting bites. And that's hard to do when you're doing something you don't know. So it's very important, guys, we have the next month or two to fish your strengths, know what you can do, know what you can't do, and then do the correct thing. So good luck to you guys. I'll see you on the water.